Traditionally, we call this the four colors as a sort of lump sum altogether. And momiji, M-O-M-I-J-I. It means actually that everything with the color in the fall. So that encompasses of course, maples, the beech tree, stewartier, zelkover, and oak trees, and service berries, and all sorts of the plant turns their leaf into red and yellows. Basically, the Portland Japanese garden here, we have three major species of the maple. Two are Acer, basically Japanese origin, and the one I like to re-add as a northwest Japanese garden is what we call vine maple, the Acer circinatum. That's a native ones. This is the one of my favorite spots in Portland Japanese garden. Standing under the Acer palmatum. This is when Acer palmatum get mature. You can see this sort of upside down cone shape or umbrella shape, if you will. And this is a very quintessential. This is very old, probably 50, 60 years old already. So you can see different coloration. So couple of things, the appreciation of the basically seasonal appreciation of the Japanese maple. The three things, I think, the three main parts. The one is spring, where still there's no foliage, but you see the buds on each branches. So when the buds actually open up, and oftentimes brilliant like a burgundy red. Some are, really sharp pink. Some are almost white and yellows. So different varieties has a different, basically the openings of the buds in the spring. So as a whole, one initially see the whole tree, and in the mountain as a group of maples out there, it basically creates a sort of very fine pastel colors in the spring. So that's the one first season, which is summer. And the shade, basically, it's green, all leaves are greens, and wide open canopies. And we enjoy actually looking the canopy from inside out. And you are under very fine, very gentle shade. So the third one is, of course, anything to do with the maple is the fall colors. This is how much actually the Acer dissectum, the weeping, the version of the Japanese maple can get. This is probably good 16, 17 feet tall and 20 feet wide. So the back there is upright, and as opposed to the weepings, it's a Japanese maple. So both mature, but you can see the weeping maples goes wider. So this is another sort of little tip for you in your garden. When you plant the weeping, the Acer dissectum, the weeping Japanese maple, make sure has plenty of space so you can let the plants grow. It's hard to relocate later on. Whereas upright, even right next to me, it will create a canopy, so it doesn't bother structure. So we'll take a look at actually a little closer of the Acer palmatum in different location again. There's another, again, Japanese maple, but this one you can see this weeping forms. Instead of upright, actually all branches are, weeping down. So this is Acer dissectans. Specifically, again, you can see the bottom and the branches is very distinct. It doesn't grow straight. It's very windy, but that makes this one very characteristic and unique among other Japanese maples. So right now this is a kind of yellow, orangish fall colors. Some are completely yellow, some are completely burgundy, bright red. So depending on the varieties, also depending on the time of the season. So this is just about ready to change the color.
Here I am standing in front of our signature maple. It's a lace leaf maple. In Japanese is a shidare momiji. It's a beautiful tree. It has a good character in its structure, and the curvy branches are looking nice to the very tip of the branches. In order to show the beautiful structure inside, it is important that we have space in between the tana, or the shelves. And because we are seeing from the north side, there are less branches on this side, and we are able to see the inside structure better here. And that's why this tree presented is very nice. And please look at the bottom where the trunk is. It has a nice nebari. It has a good flare, and it looks stable in the ground. And the trunk is beautiful with curvy and winding, and to the very tip there is a very elegant flow to this tree. And generally our maintenance of all maples is karoyaka, is to make it look light and lively from the very top to the bottom. Especially at the top, we don't want the tree to be looking heavy. And the Japanese ilex, they all are closer to the ground and look stable.
maple is native to Pacific Northwest, or beyond. Actually, it's a quite wide range. And so in Garden, we have lots of vine maples we use. So distinct, basically the characteristic of vine maple is it comes with a multi-stem. That means the multiple stem from the ground up. And you rarely see the vine maple as a single stem. And so vine maple actually spread the branches from the ground up. Just vine maple, just almost like a crawling over the ground. The leaves are a little bigger, but it's not many. So that creates dappled light.
Another beautiful maple, vine maple. It has a mountain tree character with its fall color and the way it grows. It is multi-stemmed and it can be kept relatively low height. The way we maintain it is we select a branch from the bottom right at the ground and try to avoid tipping from the outside. The beautiful character of vine maple and maples in general is its beautiful line and the flow of these branches. The form of this maple is as it goes higher from the bottom to the top, it widens.